Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman, and just when I thought I was getting boring on YouTube, something always pops up. This is a video to the Redneck Trucker 1969. Apparently all he has to do is sit around and make anti-Jezuzfreek777 videos, but I know how it can be, because if I had all day, I'd sit around and make anti-yoke-up videos. But this one here, sorry, I know I'm an idiot. I have to take Jesus Freak's side. Never thought I would, but this video here is messing with his family life. And the whole context of the video is, oh, would you kill your kids if God said, and you're a murderer, and blah, blah, blah. Society's already been through that with the Deanna Laney case, Andrea Yates, and the social psychologist Dietz. And they worked that stuff out. And both of those cases were interesting, and how Dietz came to the conclusions, two different conclusions on who was insane and who was not, was also pretty interesting. So from that aspect, it's been worked out in society. And I don't think Jesus Freak is on the edge in any way. That, more likely, I believe that Jesus Freak would be like, oh, it's Satan talking to me, so I'm not going to do it, kind of thing. But I don't think that blowing through questions from viewers, which half of them were dumb questions anyways, and giving a dumb answer, not a dumb answer, a really bad answer to a dumb question, can sometimes get people in trouble. And it's sad that people online have to sit around and filter through their videos to make sure that nothing can come back on them, which is something obviously Jesus Freak didn't think about when he posted it, and he had to take it down because he's been divorced from his wife and his family problems, and here Redneck is saying, oh, people should call social services. But I just want to stress that both religious and non-religious people kill their kids. We have the court documents. It's fairly easy to look up. One lady locks her kids in a Bronco and pitches it into a lake or whatnot. I don't think that she was a holy rolling Pentecostal. So there's questions to be asked on both sides about it. Who is sane? Who is insane? These unconscious projections welling up from the unconscious and projecting itself on the world. How does that happen? Jungian psychology deals with all that and others since. So is it fair when Jesus Freak posts these answering questions videos to get all over Jesus Freak like you're doing? And a lot of the comments on this video here, how can you take his answer seriously when he's answering a question that's not all that serious? I mean, come on. But I don't know. That's just the way some people are, and I think a lot of times people get the context of Jewish literature because of Christianity all mixed up. They're like, well, Abraham was going to kill Isaac. I think that he had to prove that he wanted to be a leader of a nation, a start of a nation. And when the divine actually seen that he actually would, he called it off. Okay, so everybody take your medications. If you have your kid on the altar and a ram doesn't show up at the last minute, call it off. It wasn't meant to be. Save your kid. Like the Mormons said, oh, what if you heard a voice? Revelation. I said I would take my medication first. Medication first. Ask lots of questions, and no. The Christian concept, oh, Jesus died. Divine will, according to Christian theology, doesn't need human sacrifice because Jesus died. So, Christians, you don't need to kill off your kids. I've heard of evangelicals killing off their kids before, though, but it was due to save them from hell. This was pretty interesting in the book Southern Cross. It talks about some of those hellfire and brimstone sermons of traveling ministers, and people getting so upset about it and so distressed about it, they killed their kids before the age of accountability to save them from eternal hell, lest they make a bad decision down the road. So things like that do happen, but I don't think Jesus Freak is there. So I don't know. I think he should have left the video up, but there's that one person in 1,000, that's always there, and you can count on that. and you can always count on people acting like people, so I'm not surprised by this video. So, kind of sucks that I had to defend Jesus Freak, because, I don't know. I don't think he's all that bright myself, but anyways, I don't think that involving his family and social services, even talking about it, is a very positive thing to do to a guy who is just answering questions. So, I don't know, friends. Take care, and remember to do justice, love mercy, and if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.